Hi, what's up guys? Today I would like to show you my Lunalight deck profile. Yesterday I posted a combo video for this deck, so you can check it out. The link is in the description. So let's go into the deck profile. For the Lunalight monsters, I play 3 Yugioh. This is the best normal summon of the deck, because on summon it can add one Lunalight monster from the deck to hand and discard a card. And also, while this card is on the field, and the Lunalight monster is sent to the grave, I can add back one of those Lunalight monsters. So it can be a convoluted searcher by searching, discarding, add it back, but most of the time I want to search a card, discard it for card effect. That way I trigger the Lunalight effects, and later that turn I can add back one of my Lunalight monsters that I sent into grave. Next, to Kaleidocheek. With this card I can send a Lunalight monster from deck or extract into grave. With this card I can fill my grave pretty easily, because this card is not hard once per turn, so I want to abuse it and special summon it a couple of times and fill my grave with Lunalight names. And most importantly, I can send Leo Dancer from extract to grave, because this card is a fusion material that is required for Liger Dancer, and this is the boss monster of the deck that you want to summon. So next, to Silverhound. So this card is sent to the grave by card effect. I can special summon one Lunalight monster from deck, and while that monster is on the field, I cannot special summon anything from the extra deck except Lunalight monsters. But I can just bounce back the monster that I summoned, or use it for a fusion, as a fusion material, so that way I can get rid of the lock. And also this card has a grey effect. So if my opponent activates a spell or trap, I can banish this card and a fusion monster from my grave to negate that effect. So next, one Yellow Marten. With this card I can bounce back one of my cards into hand. For example, the monster that I special summon with the Silverhound, and special summon it, this card from grave. And also, if this card is sent to the grave for card effect, I can search one of my Lunalight spells on traps. So with this card I can either get my Masquerade or Lunalight fusion. Next, to Black Sheep to search polymerization, and also it has a different effect that I can activate to add back one of my Lunalight monsters from grave. And also, if this card is used as a fusion material, I can add one of my Lunalight monsters from grave into hand, or also from the face-up extra deck. So that way I can get back one of, for example, my tiger or wolf that were destroyed. Next, one Emerald Bird. This card normal special summon. I can discard a Lunalight and draw a card. And also the most important effect is, if this card is sent to the grave for card effect, I can special summon one of my Lunalight monsters that is banished or in the grave. So that way I can get back one of my banished monsters that either my opponent banish for example Bestial, or they get banished by either fusion or Lunalight. Yellow Marten gets banished if it's not used as a exotic material. Next, I play one Wolf, because with this card I can banish materials from grave and fusion summon. Lunalight Tiger. This is another card that I want to abuse, because it's not hard once per turn. So if I scale it, I can special summon back one of my Lunalight monsters from grave, and if I bounce it back, I can activate it once again. Next, I play 3 Lunalight Masquerade. So with this card I can dump a Lunalight monster from deck to grave, and also if I fusion summon a Lunalight monster, I can add back one of my polymerization from grave, and also it can I can discard a card and use my cards in my grave as a materials for fusion summon. So with this card I can get pretty easily a second Liger Dancer on the field. Next to Lunalight Perfume, this card is searchable with the Perfume Dancer, and also it has two effects to either special summon Lunalight monster from grave, or if this card is in grave, I can banish it and search any Lunalight monster from deck. This card is also not harass per turn, but I only play 2 copies, because if I don't have anything in my grave, I cannot activate this card for the search effect, so I already need to have other starters to play a game. So I don't want to brick on multiples without any other starter. Next one, Lunalight Fusion. This card is pretty similar to Shadow Fusion, so if my opponent has an extra deck monster on the field, I can use one of my Lunalight monsters in deck or extra deck as a fusion material. So it's a pretty strong card. Going second, and going first, it just acts as another polymerization. Next one, Fractal. So with Fractal I can dump one of my Beast Warriors into grave, so any Lunalight monster. Most of the time I just want to send Silverhound to special summon one of my Lunalight monsters from deck. And I also play 3 Tanky, because with Tanky I can search any of my Beast Warriors and also Fractal. Next one, Polymerization for the Black Sheep search, and also for it's a fusion deck, so I need it. Next one, Foolish Boreal, to dump any of my Lunalight monsters into grave for their card effects. And I play 3 Heavy Polymerization in the main deck. This is a going first build, but I play this card in the deck because if my opponent has any monsters on the field, I can use my materials from extra deck as materials for the fusion summon. But I need to fusion summon a monster with 3 or more materials. But this format, many decks summons even during my turn. So if I'm going first and I play against Vanquish Soul, my opponent can summon Holy Sue, my opponent can summon K9 Izuna, also Dracotail can summon, fusion summon during the opponent's turn, or also Bestials exist, so there are multiple ways that you can also activate this card turn 1, and with Vanquish Soul as one of the best deck this format, arguably most powerful deck this format, it will be live a lot of games, even going first, and going second this card is just absolutely nuts. So next, for non-engine, I play 3 Fuvalos, 3 Pearlia, 3 Droll, 2 Nib, and 1 Call by the Grave. So I play the most impactful hand traps, and also play 2 Nibiru because I want to draw into a really powerful hand trap if my opponent plays into Molcharmis. I don't play Ash because I don't really care if I'm getting Molcharmid, because if my opponent cannot out Liger Dancer, I'm just winning. And Nibiru is also really good because my Liger Dancer is unaffected, So if my opponent summons a lot of monsters, or if my opponent has an out for my Liger Dancer, I can just nib the whole field, and Liger Dancer stays on the field, so I can keep the Reiki effect for even more push from my opponent. And Called by the Grave is here mostly for draw. And that's it for the main deck. In the extra I play 2 Liger Dancer, 2 Perfume Dancer, 2 Leo Dancer, 1 Saber Dancer, 1 Can Dancer. So 2 Liger Dancer, you can end on 2 if you're uninterrupted and your hand is pretty good. And this card is not harassed per turn, so if you have 2 on the field, you can Reiki your opponent twice. And that way it's really hard to out 2 of your Liger Dancers. Next, Perfume Dancer. This is a searcher for the Lunalight perfume, and also it can bounce back one of my cards, so my not hard ones per turn effects, I can abuse them. Leo Dancer is required for the 2 Liger Dancer, because Liger Dancer requires the Leo Dancer as material. Saber Dancer is a usual send for the Liger Dancer effect, because I can banish the Saber Dancer and boost my Liger Dancer by 3k, so it's easy OTK. And Cat Dancer I play because it's another Lunalight that I can send for Liger Dancer, and also it requires only 2 Lunalight monsters. So if I have a polymerization and I want to trigger my Lunalight monster effects for card effect, I can use I can summon the Cat Dancer. Next, for the links, 1 Cross Ship, because by special summoning a Lunalight into the link arrow, I can special summon back one of my Lunalight monsters. Most of the time I just want to summon back the Kaleido Chick or any other Lunalight monster that I can go into either IP or Baguska. Next, 1 IP Masquerena and 1 SP Light. So some players don't play Masquerena, but I like to have this in my extra deck and end board, because SP Light can deal with any card that my opponent has to out the Liger Dancer. So it's another layer of disruption. Next one, Baguska. This I want to end on this card every game, every turn, because this card turns everything into defense, so it's even and negates their effect, so it's even harder for my opponent to out my towers. 1 Tiger King. With this card I can search Tenki, and with Tenki I can search any of my Beast Warriors. And also the negation effect is also really powerful. Next, 1 Dugaros 2. So this card has 3 really good effects, but most of the time I just use the effect to either special summon one of my Lunalights from grave to activate their effects one more time, or if I want to get into more names, I just draw 2 and discard a card. And 1 Dempsey, because this card activates their effect and by detaching, not as a cost, but it's a card effect, so it triggers the Lunalight effects that activates by card effects. And that's it for the extra deck and deck profile. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this deck, what would you change, and what other deck profiles you like to see. Thanks for watching and see you next time.